Alright, so how y'all doing, boys? Hope you're doing well. Now in today's video, finally the brand new patch notes are here. I was a little scared that due to the fact that we got the last update on a Thursday that this one would also follow, the same updated day being, my whole deal was the fact that we're finally going to link up with the JP version. It turns out not, unless we get another update in, like 3 days time. Who knows, maybe then we'll be finally caught up. Then again, that does feel fairly rushed. Like, last week, this is honestly exactly what I wanted from last week's patch notes. It's so unfortunate. I don't know why they just decided to give us like another half dead week. I don't know. It is what it is, but they're finally here. The brand new Tundra Hunter, Giant Mummy SKADI, and the Sky Temple Protector, Celestial Elizabeth. Don't know why they put Celestial Elizabeth as the side banner unit. If you guys have been following up with the, Ragnarok updates, you realize all of the main characters are obviously Ragnarok characters. And all of these side characters have been characters that have been in the Ragnarok series, and even with this update giving new story, we still haven't seen anything from the Celestial Elite. I mean, there are translations for her skills and whatnot. She's like pretty much only used for the guild boss, which is honestly not an activity I'm super keen to do. Obviously, get a high score and get all my rewards, but not something I grind an awful lot. But then again, she doesn't even seem that big of a buff of the last Elite. Like, she's pretty much the exact same unit, but oh well, there they both are there. I'll quickly go ahead and get up the skills just so we can have a quick read through them. Here we go, and here they are, the skills for Giant SKADI. I should have probably gotten these up before the recording, but it is what it is. Starting off with the first card here, decreases max HP of the hero by 2% one time for 3 turns, and inflicts a damage equal to 250% of attack on one enemy. Okay, so the max HP does go up to 3 on the 3rd star, and then the 2 on the 2nd star card. So definitely a card that you want to get high rarity. She's a unit that at first glance definitely looks like a Kyo counter, but with the way that this card actually works, she's able to debuff and actually help with her passive. Her passive being for every debuff on the hero, decrease the enemy's attack and defense by 8%, and increases the damage of allies' skills by 15%. And there's no cap on that as well, so the second you go up against the Kyo, you're just simply eating good. But jumping over to the second card here, we'll go ahead and read the last one. Cancels buffs and stances on one enemy and inflicts damage equal to 400% of attack. I can see where this is good. Unfortunately, only level 3 star card has stances, so going up against the Barn teams, and that is a place where you see Kyo most of the time. I mean, unless they do have Terry, which both are fairly exclusive characters. You do have to get that 3-star card in order to get the nameless stance removal, so I mean, not an awful lot of teams have stances other than the Purgatory Barn team. Unless you're versing a typical stance team, then I suppose it's not too bad, too bad or big of a deal, but I actually haven't seen any gameplay of this SKADI, so any impressions or my own opinion on what tier she is will have to be saved until I've actually done a couple of showcases. But jumping over to the ultimate here, inflicts damage equal to 360% of attack on all enemies and restores the HP of all allies by 30% of damage dealt. If I'm right, I think Tamio is the only other character that has this, but I think his actually goes off of his defense, if I'm correct. It may be wrong. I actually haven't looked at Tamio's in a long time, but one of the only AoE ultimates that I actually think heals, so there's that there. And that basically does it for SKADI. Honestly, I'm really excited for the character. Don't think she'll do too highly in the tiers, but I have heard she's very good for the new raid. Actually, only 2 teams have beaten the new raid on the 3rd floor, and one of them is I think it's the Arthur that came out with the one on that festival banner, the Green Arthur. The one, Trader Meliodas, and I think it was the Red Halloween Matrona, if I'm not mistaken. But jumping over to the Sky Temple Celestial Elite. Once again, not too fussed by this card. The first card here is your typical, inflicts damage equal to 450% of attack on one enemy, and depletes one ultimate move gauge orb. Not too crazy. The second card here, apply a solidify on one ally if there are debuffs. They are removed on an additional solidify effect is applied for every debuff removed. Neither of those are too crazy a cards. Looking at the passive here, which once again only works in Night Boss. In Night Boss battle, if allies have all 3 attributes, strength, HP, and speed, increase allies' defense-related stats by 8% and decreases the damage received by 5% at the start of an allied turn, limit to 5 times. So once again, haven't seen any gameplay of her either. Who knows, maybe that passive might actually help out a lot, and I don't know, I'm just massively downplaying the Elite. I've downplayed units before and they've ended out really good, so who knows, we'll just have to wait and see. And then jumping over to the ultimate, I believe this is same one she had before. Remove debuffs from all allies, grants debuff immunity, and increases defense-related stats by 100% for 4 turns. Definitely excited to summon this banner. I don't quite remember what the units are on the banner, but I do remember there actually being a couple good picks. we'll wait and see. The banner could obviously change when it drops to global, but unfortunately I don't think these patch notes actually go ahead and explain who the units are. But here we go, new story chapter. I believe the one we finished on was just before we got the 300 gems, so it should be nice if you just go ahead and do the first like kind of mission. That's an extra 30 gems for if you want to summon on these units. I'd personally recommend saving just because the fact that we got the dark type Trader Meliodas, we do think a light type unit is just around the corner and you don't want to be missing on any festival units. But here we go, clear quest 100, yada yada yada. More story for Grimner's book. If you guys don't know what Grimner's book is, it is just free gems. You open up dialogue, and I suppose these are just all kind of little side stories that they talk about, but you can't skip it, but you pretty much just have to tap the screen a bunch of times, get through all the dialogue, and you get given a free gem. So probably like 10 to 15 gems in there, which is kind of nice. Going on to missions here. These look like, okay, so these are all achievements, all gold kind of stuff, pretty much what we have for the current kind of world tree that we have going on, but just for the new one, since we're actually getting a new one alongside the new demonic beast battle. New demonic beast battle, yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that for the time being. He's just going to be called the deer in this video. Battle content has been added to acquire various holy relic materials. I think the only holy relic you can make with their materials at the moment is the goddess Liz one, so nothing too sad, you're not missing out on an awful lot. Unlocked by clearing the quest up to chapter 13, episode 237, encouraging growth. I can imagine if most of you are actually, you know, competing in like the kind of demonic beast battles, you've probably finished story by this point. Added demonic beast battle, select function, basically just going over. Unfortunately, you can only gain the first time rewards for one of the demonic beasts, so by all means go ahead and, you know, try and beat floor one of this one first before you go ahead and fight the Hasvalga raid, because the Hasvalga raid, they've actually changed it, so now you can gain pretty much the blue material, the little like, is it an octagon? I think it's an octagon. Basically the rare material that you only get from the one-time completions can now be gained at a 100% chance on the 3rd floor. So if you'd actually go ahead and finish the 3rd floor fairly consistent, I mean, it's guaranteed holy relics. It's not too bad, and that's like a whole bunch of boxes here if that's something you're interested in. That once again just talking about being able to choose which one. Added demonic beast story. You can now learn about the stories of the, not too interested in one, unless once again it's free gems. I'm totally done. Demonic beast battle, weekly challenge rewards. I did see this. I do believe it's just once again more ways to kind of gain these exclusive materials for the holy relics. I will of course do a video on the new bird and, you know, all the new functions alongside them when the actual update releases. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, by all means, like the video, go ahead and subscribe to stay tuned for all the Grand Cross content. But guaranteed rewards, yes, there you go. You can repeatedly claim one win source as a guaranteed reward for clearing the 3rd floor of the Hasvalga nest. Blood tree, memory, new contents. Once again, this is just the new stage. We've obviously been doing this first one the whole time. This is the second one that's just been unlocked, gaining the purple orbs and more stuff you can buy from the store. These first materials here, which have previously been gotten from the actual shop from the world tree, have now been gained as kind of just like rewards you can get just for going ahead and doing the bird raid. So really nice that there's actually been a couple times where I've been, you know, trapped behind waiting another week for getting a holy relic just because I was stupid and didn't go ahead and buy these. But added memory of the earth exchange reward. Okay, yeah. So you can once again go ahead and buy those purple materials. New SKADI costumes. Honestly, she's just... if she wasn't such a good looking character, I'd probably be like, meh. But I mean, come on, like, how can you not? It's SKADI, right? And surely we get more implementations of her later on. Like, I can't wait to see, like, you know, if we ever get like a second Sigurd or a second Brunhold, something along those lines. Of course, as well, showing all the stats. I mean, none of them look... I mean, 2 of them have lifesteal on the headpieces. All the weapons actually have fairly good rolls, and yeah, the body pieces. I mean, all the outfits look sick. That's pretty much the only thing that matters. Oh, okay. Also adding all of these permanently to the shop, which is really nice. I actually pretty much only have ones for the Valentia of Obsession, Eastern of Authority, and I think that just about does it, because every other character in this list was released when I wasn't spending money on the game. I think I might actually have the ones for Mage Lydia, because upon her release, she was like a big meta changer. Going down here, we have the new artifact set bonus, which is pretty much 100% necessary for if you want to beat the 3rd phase, or should I say the 3rd floor of the new demonic beast battle. I will be probably staying up trying to grind this for pretty much until I get it. It's going to be a long and tedious grind. Along with that, of course, the 3 new holy relics. Miguelda one is going to be 100% necessary for if you're just wanting to get those Hasvalga raid completions and just getting all those win sources as quick as possible. When the hero uses a recovery skill in his Valga Demonic Beast battle, removes 1 debuff from all allies, then applies effect on the hero which increases all stats by 8% for 5 turns, stacking up to 5 times. Once again, does not stack with the unique ability, so that's pretty much just extra buffs for Meliodas, and it always removes the most recent buff. So in the third phase, or should I say the third floor, I think it's the first phase, yes, of the battle, you can only do damage with 2-star and 3-star cards, or you can do damage with 1-stars, but I think there's like an 80% damage reduction. It does actually remove the block effect, which he puts on you every 2 turns or so, I think it is. So honestly, she is absolutely huge there, and just removing debuffs in that. Although most people have the healing card set and you'll get healing from it, one less debuff is probably better than that small amount of healing. The goddess list here, increased goddess blessed barrier value by 15%. It looks like she'll be the only goddess Liz if it's only naming the card. Like, for some reason I thought the JP version had increased his shield barrier value by 15%, which should just mean all the goddess Liz's we were going to have would have shields, but I definitely prefer it this way. I don't ever want to see this unit ever again in another meta, if it is saying that. She is still relevant at this point in time. And then the Simon one here, which I was actually super interested about when looking at, decreases a target crit chance and crit damage by 100% for 2 turns if the hero's attack results in a critical strike. It doesn't say it only stacks up to a certain amount of time, so it could very well be a one-time debuff, or it could stack infinitely, which is absolutely crazy. Once again, decreasing crit chance by 100%. That's most characters' crit chance in all honesty, so looking really interesting. Might even have to build a HP defense set for Simon, in all honesty. Might have to do a couple of videos with him on Mono Red, but Hawk Pass Exchange Shop, yes, okay. Thank God, we finally got the Gotha cosmetic. I honestly thought with how much of a dead week last week was, they'd actually give us that cosmetic and I could actually do like a couple of videos on it or something, but finally released it now. Once again, last week, easily could have had this in it, but I suppose they just wanted to jam all of the content in 1 week. New season of normal items for the Hawk Pass shop. Pretty much everything has been in here before, except for that Elaine stamp. That's definitely new to the shop there. I would recommend 100% buying any of the cosmetics for this. I go ahead and buy all the stamps just because any of these materials though, not really too worth it. I'd recommend just saving the Hawk Pass scraps. Hawk Pass rewards, pretty much just your typical rewards. Not really going to go over that there. Consecutive purchase bonus. Your bonus points and loyalty points from the Hawk Pass will be increased each time you purchase the... Oh, okay, that's kind of nice, and it stacks up to 3 times. Okay, kind of cool. New bundles, of course, getting the ticket bundles for the SKADI banner. I already have like 400 gems or so, so I probably need to just buy like one of those, and I should be fine. New bundles, both of these look good. Pretty much all of these kind of bundles that they've been releasing as of recent have been for really, really good value. Like, although the bundles may not seem like a lot, like stuff like this has been up like $10, $15. So although that may not seem worth it to you, as someone who already spends money on the game, that's kind of nice. They had like an SSR pendant, not like a bundle by itself, but other stuff along with it. And it was like $30 and you got like 30 of them or something, 45. I don't know, they've definitely been getting better with these bundles. Wouldn't really recommend buying any that has Valga bundles, especially since all of this stuff is infinitely grindable now. Like, before it wasn't. I can understand getting those, especially if you are a content creator, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem worth it to me. Added a hero search bar. Not something I'm really looking forward to. I mean, I have mine set out so all the characters are in like their hero order anyway, so I typically don't have too hard a time finding them. I suppose this will definitely be good for some players. Coin shop renewal. Looking at the values here, that's for festival coins, so not worth it. That's for festival coins as well. I mean, if you have 6 festivals, I suppose this is kind of nice because super opening 6ing all your characters is just so much investment, but the fact these are all still for 10, I mean, you could have potentially lowered these to the 7 coins, which they are permanently on discount, so I don't know, the 10 is still nice. 10 super awakening coins is just so much just for one of these characters when none of them are overly good. I mean, the green Monspeet's nice, green Derry's nice, red Moleskula's nice, green Esterosa's okay, I suppose. Like, I know you can also get these characters in regular banners, so it is what it is. By all means, spend your coins on whatever you like. Improved UI overlap display in the Nile competition. Nothing too crazy. New UI gear, obviously, for the SKADI. And then a bunch of bug fixes. New event. Oh, okay. I honestly thought that was the patch notes ending there. These are fairly long. We've still got a little bit to go, but new event, special per round maximum. Ragnarok Pair of the Gods. Okay, so spin event. It's kind of nice. A bracelet's available at one special reward, clearing in. Okay, so pretty much giving us everything we need for a guaranteed holy relic. That's really nice there. Damn, okay, I mean, they already gave us a whole bunch, which I was super glad they did on the King of Fighters collab. Pretty much giving us free holy relics for all of the characters, which is honestly great. Now this is just, like, for those people who struggle with the beast battle, you can by all means do this, maybe put it on someone like Miguelda, and that could easily help you continue to clear these stages, but regular rewards per round with the maximum number of rewards. Okay, honestly not too bad here. Using the fake coins, spin up to, okay, yeah. I don't know if I'd really recommend spending any of the coins on these kind of like spin materials and whatnot. That you get all of them throughout the event. As long as you play every day, you'll be completely fine. Even if you don't get the max amount per day, and usually end up finishing the event anyways with a whole bunch left over that you sell for like a tiny amount of gold. So not too worth it. New event battles, which is nice. And another village donation event. I feel like we've been getting a lot of these as of recent. I mean, if you have at least 20,000 gold, or should I say 20 million gold, I'd 100% recommend just going through and buying all of the SSR pendants. It's honestly such worth, and not many players in the game actually have a full 90 bucks. And there we go. That just about does it. All of the ending events there. But might I say, I'm so glad this is finally here. So glad they didn't push it back another 3 days to be lined up with the JP. Hopefully, once again, in 3 days, we go ahead and actually get an update. And we're synced with them, but we'll just have to wait and see. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.